So while we just got back from Daytona Jeep Beach, we tried to bring as much down as we could, but we forgot one crucial item, and that was a pair of mirrors for either of our Jeeps. Ryan and I were not doing so hot with looking over our shoulders to see what was behind us. Nonetheless, if you're in a state that requires mirrors, you've got to have them on, and honestly, it just wasn't safe for us to drive along as long as we did. So when I got home, I went on Amazon. We ordered $300 or $400 worth of mirrors on Amazon because I said, Ryan, we will not take our top and doors off and not have mirrors. Let's install some of these mirrors and see which one are best for your Jeep Wrangler or your Gladiator. We're gonna jump right into it here, and what we're gonna do today is kind of rate these mirrors on a scale from 1 to 10, and there's gonna be 4 categories that we're looking at. The first one is gonna be the install and the install time. The second one is gonna be the functionality of the mirror, how it looks from inside the driver's seat, and what we can see behind the vehicle. The third is gonna be the overall form, what we think of the look of the actual product, how it looks both in some cases with the mirror in and when the bracket is there. And then the last one is going to be probably the ultimate deciding factor for a lot of folks. How much does it cost? The first mirror on our list today is the Lange Originals Coyote mirrors fitting your 2018 and newer JL, as well as the 2020 and newer Gladiator. Doesn't matter what trim you have or what model, it's going to work on all of them because it utilizes this side panel that bumps up to the cowl. Now, Ryan has been running these on his Jeep for about 8 months now, and there's a lot of cool features of these. Let's talk about the install first. So installation of these, the one thing that does require you to do is remove this actual little section and install a piece of PPF. So there's actually some paint protection film underneath this little panel here, which I would say takes a little bit of time to do. And then underneath the Lange side, you've actually got to clip that under so it kind of pushes up there, and then you reinstall the bolt. Now, so install time, maybe 10-15 minutes. It's really not that
It didn't
crazy.
take me long at all.
Really, the only thing you had to do is put the PPF and put this on. What I like about this is that it's got a knurled knob here that pulls out, and you can actually just pop the mirror out. So when they're not in use, this does remain on the vehicle. You just give this a little tighten up, and then this stays on the Jeep. So we're gonna get a shot in here. I'm actually holding Ryan's phone so we can see what the mirror looks like. So Ryan's waving there. This is pretty much, I mean, right here is like, that's where my eye is. So we can easily see him. And then how far is that moped from you? About 6 foot. So about 6 foot over, that's about the edge of where we can see. Now we can adjust this too, so we can see further over. The next section here is gonna be the form. So looking at these, it is a nice round mirror with a ball mount on the back, very easily adjustable. And then this piece doesn't look too bad. It doesn't really obstruct on the side as far as looks goes. But Ryan, you wanna mention something about what goes on behind there?
If you do have that on there and you don't remove it during the winter time, it is gonna rust. Other than that, they've been working for me the last like 8 months, and I do recommend them if you just want a quick fix like that.
So the last thing we wanted to talk about is price. So these do retail for $125 as of the posting of this video. Probably on the highest end of the ones that we're checking out today. Now Ryan, what do you rate this? Scale of 1 to 10? Give it to me.
I'm just gonna start with a base number of 7 out of 10. These are great for just kind of throwing on and off when you need them, but you know, I will say, like here in Pennsylvania, we need to have some sort of doors on, and these are kind of the perfect fit for that because they're not taken away from putting a door in the hinges either, like some of the other mirrors do, but this is kind of perfect for that. So I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. I think it's a good middle ground mirror.
That's one thing I wanted to say too. You do have doors on, so that kind of eliminates some of the mirrors you can run because some do utilize these hinges here. And then when you're not using them, I do like that the bracket's on and you don't need any other tools, so you can just throw them on. For that reason, I'll give them a 7.4. I like them. I think they're a good mirror. They're not going to get a super high score. To get a 10 out of 10, you're talking a really crazy mirror. I think the price is a little bit high. I think the price for what they look like, that just kind of messes with me a little bit for 125 bucks. Up next to bat, guys, we just got these installed. I want to try and pronounce the name of the company right. It's Denforste, D-E-N-F-O-R-S-T-E. We'll leave links down below for all of these. The nice thing about these is that they'll fit CJ, YJ, TJ, JK, JL, and Gladiator. So they'll literally fit anything with a hinge pin. They are separated, so you basically get your mounting brackets. So you get 2 of these, 2 mirrors, a couple nuts, and a couple bolts. You need a 17mm socket and a 13mm socket, and you also need a 17 box wrench to get this tightened down below. Once you have the mirror installed, this will stay on here. The one thing though that I will note is every time you go to put these on and off, you are gonna need that 17mm socket to tighten them on. So these are probably gonna be good for somebody that's keeping your doors off for a while. I've got kind of the angle of where you'd be viewing from eye view. Ryan's waving. You can see these let you see the object in the mirror looks maybe closer than they appear, is like those notes that say. I can see Ryan a lot more clear than I can the last mirrors. I cannot see the moped next to him though. So that was about 6 feet away. I cannot see that. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I'm noticing, like Ryan, the last mirrors you had, I could see your whole rear tire. and everything on here. So like it almost, this is like zooming, this is like giving like a zoomed in look. Yeah, so like a standard, you have to kind of like really, like look at how far I have to put that camera. Let's try it both ways. Let's try it like this. I'll twist it. See there, like now I can see the rear tire. I can just pretty much see you in the mirror, so I'm not seeing a ton over there on the side. But overall though, I mean, they're sturdy. The functionality, a little bit less viewing. So the overall form and the look of these, Ryan and I both kind of agree, they don't look bad. You could probably honestly move this around too. So like you can actually twist this bracket to maybe have it a little bit closer so it's not sticking out. But the look of these mirrors,
I think the horizontal looks better than the vertical orientation.
like I said to you, I think it looks like your stock mirror. Like it looks like exactly kind of where that would be placed, and that's probably why it's not as obtrusive. But you can run them in two different configurations. So you can run them like this, which looks better. This more reminds me of like the older school, like the YJs and stuff, run them like this. And then this kind of looks like your stock mirror. But one thing over form, this ball mount in here feels really tight. But one of these things that you're gonna wanna notice on the form of this, once you tighten this down, you don't wanna really touch it because it loosens it up. The best part about this is, let's go on number 4, the price. Ryan, how much are these?
20 smacks.
$24.99. 25 bucks? Is that like...
This would have been perfect for us down at the beach, just for the entire week.
Because we don't need doors. We're not running tube doors down there. We're not running half doors. We just needed these, and we could have bolted them on. What's your rating? Give it to me straight and quick.
I think if I could run them here, because I need doors, probably give them like a 7.5. Yeah, for the price, you can't beat it. I like the orientation. You can switch that around too. That's nice.
I'm gonna agree with you, and I think I'm gonna rate them a 7.5 as well. The biggest thing is that the price point is there. They're very rudimentary though. You know, it's very old school, very classic looking. On some of these new Jeeps, this square just doesn't look that good. It doesn't really match it. So the other reason I docked it a little bit is because of the actual mirror. I couldn't see as much behind. One of the next set, guys, we actually had to come out to my dad's 2022 Wrangler. This one says it fits up to a 24. I had my reservations because I know the grab handle is different, but these do fit, from what I can tell, a 2018 to 2023 without the new interior. These will work for you, which I'm honestly a little bit sad about because I like these. So these mirrors, I cannot remember the brand name, or I probably can't pronounce it. These are grab handle mirrors. So what's cool about these is that you actually replace the top little plastic panel on your grab handle, and it gives you a solid location to mount these up. Now what's nice about these as well, it gives you left and right side. You can see the door still closes with them on. So either way, these mount up to the grab handle up top, and you can take these on and off with just one included Allen key bolt, and you get the Allen key wrench, so you can just leave that in the center console. Grab a trim tool. You're gonna have to pop the cap off of here, and then grab a 10mm socket and pull the bolt out. Once you pull that out and pull that kind of plastic cover off, you install this base plate, and that stays there. When you want to put the mirrors on and off, you just reinstall them with the bolt right up into that base plate. So install time's probably, once again, about 5 or 10 minutes. Most of these are probably going to be pretty quick. All right, so here is kind of the first person view. Check these mirrors out. Man, I can see way over here. That trash can over in that corner. Ryan, how far do you think that trash can is away from you? I mean, get a shot of Ryan actually walking. Dude, that's pretty good range. I can see a lot, and even him walking back up to the camera here, it's like a fisheye, right? Yeah, but dude, I can see a lot more blind spots out of this thing. This is a pretty impressive mirror. Now you can adjust it up here. This is kind of the location that you could also see it, but as far as functionality, this thing's like kicking butt out of all the mirrors so far, Ryan. They look nice. It's kind of like a seamless look, I would say. Like it also kind of gets the mirror up at almost your eye line too, so it gives you a lot more field of vision. Cool thing I like, it's a very small mirror. It's probably the smallest so far, but the most field of vision. Drum roll please, because this one comes in at $28.99. $29. Like, this is similar to some of the more expensive brands. I just mentioned it to you off camera. This looks similar to the way that it mounts, but it's still different because the other ones kind of have some different ways. They're made out of billet.
I do like how you can kind of like attach that piece to the top. Probably wouldn't rust either because it's inside the vehicle. I'm gonna say an 8.5 just because I like the look. I think it's a good spot for it, and yeah, I think the range of view is pretty awesome.
I gotta say, I was gonna go pretty high on this one, besides the fact that I can't run it on my Jeep. I love this look, but I can't fit it on the 24 because of the way that it's redesigned. Hopefully they fix that soon. If I had a Jeep like this, I'm going an 8.9. So the fourth one we're trying out today, it's not making me too happy, right?
1 out of 10.
Well, yeah, it is bad. It had 4 stars out of 1,200 reviews. So either way, we're not gonna be installing this onto Ryan's Jeep. You can see there's even more powder coat chipped off here. You've gotta unbolt your windshield bolt here, and I thought this is the one that like you just thread. Remember the Rugged Ridge one from a long time ago where you just thread it into here? That's what I think this was trying to be, but they welded this bracket on. So you have to bolt that onto here, and then you bolt this down to your cowl panel, and there's like there's a little rubber gasket that comes with to prevent damage, but it's still gonna get damaged. Once you have that contraption bolted on, this gets bolted onto here, and then it can adjust like this, but it's not quick disconnect. It gets bolted, and then it's like sitting there at your eye level, and we had to put a piece of all thread stud in here with a nut in the center, 2 lock washers and 2 washers, and all that goes on here. And I hate to bash something, but like, come on. But
looks like a plunger.
you have to unbolt your windshield and take that bolt off.
I'm good.
To even get your mirror off, so it's not even quick disconnect. I don't know how it got that high reviews, and I hate to bash something. If you like it, go ahead and do it, but we're just letting you know what we see. These are the JoyTutus Mirrors. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's Joy, T-U-T-U-S, and these are pretty neat. I mean, I gotta say, there's a lot of adjustability, a lot of customization you can make to them. As far as the installation goes, though, very, very simple to do. The one thing I do like about these right away is that they have foam behind them. So it's protecting your paint, and you don't need to have any PPF like Ryan had to have on here before. They include a new bolt, lock washer, and washer. And then when you want to remove it, basically you just put it on here, tighten that bolt down, and then pop it back off, and you're good to go. Now these can be either had vertical like this, or you can put them sideways just like so. All right, so we're jumping in the Jeep here. I've got the camera right about at eye level here, and we're kind of checking out how the view is. So I've got this horizontal, so I've actually got the mirror kind of left and right. You can see Ryan waving pretty well. You can see a good portion of the shelf behind him. The moped's moved over a little bit, but you can see a pretty decent amount, but this mirror's big. I mean, this is a wide mirror. That's kind of the part about the bracket there too. You see how much wider that is out. But let's move it vertically, see what that looks like. Which then vertically you kind of...
Do you lose a little bit of it?
You lose a little bit of it, not a ton. You do lose like the orientation of the flag though. This is about at eye level, so I'm looking at the Jeep here and I can see Ryan right behind me. Well, looking at the form of this one, I will say it's a unique mirror. I mean, it's definitely robust. It's got a lot going for it. I do like the fact that there's foam underneath here. You got a lot of adjustability, but sometimes a lot of adjustability you don't really need. You know, like when you're looking at something like this, I kind of want to just have something that goes on my Jeep and works when I get on it. You're not going to really be fiddling with this too much. Like once it's in the right spot, just like your mirrors, you don't really have to adjust it. I do like the US flag on the back, and I think it gives it a good bit of customization. You can actually unbolt it right here, and they do offer this one in different colors. It'll either fold in towards your body, and then it also has a breakaway the other way. I'm doing like a 7.8. I like them. I think they're customizable.
I initially had these above the Lange. Probably put these around a 6.8, 6.9.
Cost also, I didn't mention, 80 bucks. 40 bucks under, but out of the other ones we tried, they're more. On today's viewer rig of the video, we are checking out this beautiful Rubicon all the way from Puerto Rico. Now, this gentleman has been a fan of our channel since 2023, and he's done a lot of mods just right away that I can tell that we've done. He's got the NFAB RS steps, a distinction sticker from when he came all the way up to Smoky Mountains and met distinction applied, and he's also got a good amount of Azudo products. I can see on the front he's got the 2024 grill, the Azudo map light, a beautiful looking Stingray Rubicon, and I love to hear that we have fans all the way from across the country. Thank you so much for submitting, and if you guys want to have a chance at your rig being featured, be sure to hit us up through Instagram or send us an email. Now this one here we actually didn't think of. This came from some fans of ours, Josh and Lacey down in Daytona. They're good friends of ours too. And they said if you're looking for mirrors, like try these little blind spot mirrors that you can actually put on. So we'll get you a shot here. You can kind of see how we have it angled. You can see Ryan back there in the background, but you can actually twist this to get more views depending on where you want it. Just pop it off and you can spin that around the complete way. And plus I think if you buy some of them online, you could probably do that with them, but this one here this one's more of a blind spot, so it's very fisheye, which I like. It looks good. You're supposed to put these on a regular mirror, like if you're towing a trailer. We picked this one up at the Daytona Beach Ace Hardware down in Daytona. Just wanted to try it out, and this thing actually works pretty well. I think this was $3.99. The one thing that he said, if you put this on here, some of the other ones are smaller to where you can actually flip your vent around and then you won't see it. Now this one does have more of a kind of bracket around, but it is adjustable here.
Yeah, I give it an 8 because it's different.
I would give it like probably an 8.2. Let us know in the comments what you guys like, what you didn't like, and what next you want us to try from Amazon. So until next time though, I hope you enjoyed the mirror video from Ryan behind the camera and from me here. We want you to get out there and earn yours.